right, now Ridham Bhardwaj, our executive editor, legal, is joining us. Ridham, would you like to ask some questions to Gaurav Bhatia? Over to you, Ridham.
Thanks, Shivangi. Let me actually go across to Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court and BJP leader Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav, I just heard you speaking there, but today I also feel it's the Delhi High Court that steps in a defamation case. Why this is a big blow for Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh and D'Souza is because the court has summoned them. The court has issued a notice, there's an interim injunction, and also because not only do they have to remove the derogatory, defamatory stuff that is there on all the social media platforms, but Gaurav, if they refuse to do so, then it is within 24 hours, the social media platforms that have to immediately jump into action because defamation and reputation loss is there involved of the union minister.
Ridham, you are absolutely right, and we must not forget a few aspects of the order. First, this is an interim order. Now, a defamatory statement attracts a criminal consequence as well as a civil consequence, depending on the prayer of the person aggrieved. Second, if they do not comply with the order of the court, then they would also be in contempt of not complying with the direction. That would further aggravate the misdeeds that they have done. And third and most important, political fallout, which I think is very important because it sends out a very strong message to the Congress party and similarly situated party that don't make irresponsible statements without adequate evidence. Like Rahul Gandhi did it for Narendra Modi ji, and now Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh and others making these scurrilous remarks for Smriti Irani ji's daughter. And I must salute the tenacity and the faith that Smriti Irani ji has in rule of law, in the judicial system of the country. It would be very disturbing for her. But like any other law-abiding citizen, she decided to move the court. And the court has spoken strongly through the order. And I'm sure that Sonia Gandhi ji will take note of the observations.
Just have one more question for you, Gaurav. Aren't we seeing in the recent past a lot of onslaught attacks coming, not only in this case, but defamatory statements also being made several times about the judiciary? You and I have seen from the time when there was talk about impeachment of a chief justice to now, there is a continued threat coming from this particular lobby and from politicians who are who are in the opposition to try and ensure that someone who's in power or the judiciary does not speak up for the truth.
Ridham, you are bang on, and there is an ecosystem that has been created targeting very senior responsible leaders from the ruling dispensation, the honorable judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. And just yesterday, I guess, one of the judges of the honorable Supreme Court had to remark that how far would you take the unsubstantiated criticism just because he was down with COVID. He was being targeted by a lobby. So, we are seeing these acts increasing in number, and it's definitely not healthy for our democracy.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Gaurav, for giving us those details. As BJP leader Nupur has been speaking today, this is going to come as also relief to the union minister because immediately the defamatory comments need to be removed. Summons have been issued, interim injunction has been granted, and the court has clearly said that this defamatory tweets on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all social media platforms have to be immediately removed.
Well, Ridham, we just heard Gaurav Bhatia speaking to you. If you could just put this entire case in perspective for our viewers once again, Ridham, about why was this case very important, especially, the political and the legal ramifications of this case for our viewers, Ridham, just once more.
Yes, absolutely. Let's tell our viewers that there is a defamation suit that has been slapped on leaders, and that is the Congress leaders who held a press conference. Jairam Ramesh, D'Souza, as well as Pawan Khera, they all held a press conference because it is defamatory content. We won't go into the details of the content that was there, but clear is to say there were grave allegations that were made that caused a reputation loss to Union Minister Smriti Irani. She moved the Delhi High Court asking for this to be struck down. Immediately, the Delhi High Court stepped in. The single bench of the Delhi High Court has gone on to say interim injunction is going to be there. The tweets can no longer be there, or whatever has been said in the press conference has to be removed from all social media platforms. It is a big relief coming in for the union minister. It's a big blow for the Congress party, big blow for Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh for the kind of press conferences that are being done. And it's also a message. There is something that is called a defamation case that can happen in the court, Shivangi, specifically when it involves someone's reputation, when it involves a grave prejudice being caused to their goodwill. And that is exactly what they, with this press conference, tried to do, is what the court has said. And therefore, in an interim injunction, the single bench passes an order today of the Delhi High Court saying, first, summons have been issued to them. Secondly, saying that these Congress leaders, Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh and D'Souza, will have to remove whatever is there on the social media platforms, and a next date of 18th August has been given.
Right. Rhythm, just once more, just take us through what happened in the court. A couple of arguments were being made where they said clearly that slanderous allegations were made against a plaintiff without verifying actual facts. Grave injury has been caused to the reputation of the plaintiff in view of the tweets and retweets carried out during the press conference of the defendants. So these are in fact, what was made in court. These are the arguments which were made in court.
Yes, absolutely. As this news comes in, it's Justice Mini Pushkarna is of the view that a prima facie case and balance of convenience has been made out by the union minister when she comes to the court. A grave injury has been caused to her. The suit was an ex parte interim temporary injunction that has been given on Smriti Irani's plea before the Delhi High Court. What this means is she moved a defamation suit before the Delhi High Court and an ex parte, which means they felt that the grave injury that was caused to the union minister was of such a stance that an ex parte temporary injunction on those tweets, on those words, slanderous as they were, stated in the press conference, has been now given. What this effectively means is, like we said, notices have been issued to Congress leader Jairam Ramesh. Notice has been issued to Pawan Khera and notice has been issued to D'Souza. This is a big blow for the three of them and for the Congress party, because this particular press conference tried to have defamatory material in it against Union Minister Smriti Irani. When this happened, the court was clearly told today, and the court has said a grave injury was caused to her. These are legal terms, viewers, which means when you say in a defamation case and are able to prove that a grave injury has been caused to you and there's been a loss of reputation and goodwill, immediately the court and the law of the country moves in and gives relief, which is what has happened today. Summons have been also issued to these leaders. They will have to explain themselves. This is going to be a high-drawn, high-octave battle that will be seen in the Delhi High Court. And these leaders will have to come out with either concrete proof of what they have stated in the press conference or some kind of details, because defamation in India is taken extremely seriously when there's a grave injury being caused to the petitioner, that is Union Minister Smriti Irani here, or when there is certain stuff being said that is going to be harmful and a loss of reputation is there, not only for her, but her family as well. Then the courts will come in and protect her as they have today, or anyone who comes before them. The court saying, let's hear the matter on 18th of August. But till then, ensure that everything that is there on the social media platforms is removed.
All right. Thank you, Rhythm Bhardwaj, our executive editor, legal, for getting us a perspective on what really happened here. Rhythm, so just to tell the viewers that the Justice Mini Pushkarna has directed the Congress leaders to remove all allegedly defamatory material from social media platforms within 24 hours. If they fail, social media companies will have to do it themselves.